I'm quite low, but I'm going to scream today. So, what was your initial thought about the entire episode? Just like give me a brief view of the episode. I loved it. I actually loved it. I was shocked at the person that actually got evicted because usually they used to keep this kind of people for. What do you think about the episode overall?
Overall, I definitely love this episode. I'm gonna say that. Like, they brought us this episode,
They
and you
did.
know how I felt about Habibi. You, you know, I have expressed how I felt about Habibi for so long, and I'm so glad that he
Ooh.
is gone. So, yes, this episode definitely brought a smile to my face. I'm happy. Absolutely.
Oh man, and hi everybody. This is my first time over here, so glad to be here. This is my first
I'm
time
great.
watching the. Hey Quinn, good to see you. This is my first time watching the show in all of the time, and I just want to give a shout out to nephew Tommy for a minute because this brother went from, opening for the Big Luther, not Little Luther Vandross, and being on the Steve Harvey Morning Show to holding this thing down like this. Shout out to you, brother. You definitely are a
Hmm.
star all in your own right. So I just want to give credit to him first. This show is really interesting. This is my first time ever seeing it. Like I said, I really do like the fact that the conversations seem real. Nothing is forced. They're allowing the stories to breathe a little bit. That brother, man, he bold. He is bold for sure. And listen, the offhanded comment that he made. I mean, we all see that Janelle is blessed like Jill Scott, okay? And I feel you, bro. I feel you, but that is for the bedroom, okay? That's for the bedroom, and you have, and that's the thing that I've come to realize about women and ladies is that at the end of the day, they like the energy, but they also want you to respect the energy in the spaces that you both go into, right? And listen, Janelle looks 30 to me. I would definitely date her. I'm 28, about to be on my way to 30. But the only reason why I probably could not date Janelle right now is because I genuinely feel that it is disrespectful to not recognize somebody's life and where they are. Even though I could be great for her, there's a 10-year gap there. And I feel like at this point in her life, she wants somebody that, maybe it's like 35. It's right there, but it still is workable. And then let me just say this about Red and the Thot job. Um, being a DJ, being a musician, whatever, comedian, let me tell you something. You got to go out there and work for that. And at the end of the day, you cannot ask for a king and you doing princess behavior. Because that was princess behavior. Because if he were to come for your job, which he did, you felt some type of way. Now, right is right and
Hmm.
wrong is wrong. Because if he did have a job, then you really would have been windmilling in the ladies' lounge. And if what I'm saying ain't true, don't come for me. Okay? I'm
Right. And seeing the
listen.
thing about that is like what he was saying was true because their job is kind of similar. Y'all are kind of like in the same, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Y'all are in the same network in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't come for her in no type of disrespectful way. And what she
No.
did, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, if he didn't have a job, you would be looking at him like, oh, you broke, you unemployed, you're not this, you're not that. At
Yep.
least this man is out here busting his ass trying to at least do something.
Yep.
He is out here on his grind, on his hustle, doing something. That's the whole point. Now, when it comes to it, now, like the whole Janelle situation and Habibi, dude, you barely knew this woman. For you to say this in a moment when y'all
Yeah.
are just first meeting, this is a meetup. You didn't even know anything about this woman. And the first thing you say when you see her is a lustful comment about wanting to suck on her or do something sexual. That's a turnoff. Now, maybe
Yeah.
some women like it because some women, you know what I'm saying? They go for that. They want to be, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, D down real quick just to, because that's where the emotions come from. They feel like sex is the emotions, sex is the whole part of the relationship.
Exactly.
So some women like that, but a real woman needs more. Real
Yep.
women don't want that. They strive and want more.
Hmm.
So for him to do that, that was completely out of pocket, disrespectful, and I do feel like Janelle should have said something then,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Habibi should have been left the first night. It shouldn't have been Brandon. It should have been Habibi.
But
And
Um,
and not to mention too, really quickly, I don't think that Tequila really understood the grace that Janelle was actually giving him by not trying to say the comment
we
in the
gonna get to
ladies'
Tequila. We
lounge.
gonna get to her.
So, but child, okay.
Let me sip on some water before we get to her, because honey,
then
ooh, child, the way she acted like a whole hood rat over.
Ooh.
If Habibi go, I'm leaving too. Bye, bye, Felicia.
Gigi, oh my God. But let's get into the episode.
Ugh.
I think
Girl, don't
I'm
nobody
actually
care about you. Listen, listen. Which I already know. I will go in, and I because ooh. Okay, we're gonna start from the beginning. Let's go ahead and start from the beginning. And hold on. Hey Q, thanks for joining. How are you?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I had a few technical
What's
difficulties,
good?
but I'm back. I'm back. What's up, my man? What's up, my man?
What's good? What's good
Glad,
with you,
glad,
Q?
glad, glad, glad to be back in the Ready to Love lounge. You know what I'm saying? Glad to be back
Yes,
in the Ready to Love
Uh-huh.
indeed.
lounge.
So what are your thoughts on the episode?
Um, First off, when old girl got mad at the thought job, what happened to me? What went through my mind was a DJ must have broke her heart before or something like that. 'Cause she, got some
Hmm.
Oh baby.
negative to say toward my man. Like they were saying, at least
But here
he's
I'm not the
working.
one.
The episode was hold up. QJ, I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone. Go ahead. Yes. It was a bit much.
Am I the only one who's always I don't know what happened.
I think you might.
Oh,
I think his tech is going in and out.
They had you can't have
I think he has like a
Gotcha.
program in the
Okay.
background. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
No, what do you think? Lucha, are you the only one that what?
hello?
I think his audio is going in and out. That's what's going on. But to be honest, I think yeah. I want to put it view of this whole comedian. What's his job again? Comedian. He also does DJs. He's a DJ. Well, yeah, comedian, a
Hmm.
DJ, and then something else. What also got to play here was insecurities because, to be honest, let's be frank, it's a tough job. But I'm going to put this in two perspectives. She said the comments and she said it to be derogatory. And I expected the comedian in him to have made a play with that. But what came out was his insecurities and he was trying to hurt her back. That's why I felt like the first conversation, she was wrong. The second conversation, both of them were wrong. Because I'm the kind of person that if you come to me and be like, oh, you're just a trainee doctor and all this kind of things, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to take offense because that's what I am.
I'm on the
And
phone, all right.
they
Can you do
also
that for me?
call us
Come
like
here.
they're
Can
also
you do that for me?
participating in this first job. So we don't really
Can
take
you
it
do that?
personal because
All right, I'm on the
it's not. So if I was a nurse and someone calls me, I'm not a nurse, but if someone was a nurse and they called the nurse a top, because a nurse is a tough job. So it's like there are some kind of things you should not be taking offense for, but he took offense. So I'm like, as a comedian, I was like, okay, you're a comedian, but you can't take a little bit of a jab.
Hmm. Well, let me
Yes,
say,
it definitely was a jab.
yeah.
But
I mean,
if you think about it in the beginning, okay, the first episode, she's the one who was saying, like, oh, me and him have similar jobs. Like, okay, you're the one who compared you guys' job.
yep.
But then you say that he has a thought job. What does that say about you? Like, you can't come out and say this man has a thought job or say that, compare what you guys do and say, it's similar, but then, oh
Mm-hmm.
no, but his is a thought job. So what is it that you do? Is yours
Mm-hmm.
like, so he's a thought, but you're an escort? Like, what's the difference? Come on. Like, I mean, there's levels to this shit. Like, what is the
Right.
difference though? I need to
Ah,
know.
And
Like,
I'll
you
give an
can't be,
example. No, right. And I'll give an example real quick. Let's just say that you and me, Doctor, were on a date, right? And you were telling me about a situation that, maybe your friend was in a relationship problem or all that. And I'm just like, child, this doesn't take any psychology. It just takes common sense. They need to own up to their stuff. You need to own up to your stuff. And that's it. That is disrespectful to you because of the degree and the hard work that you do of breaking down psychology mentally. And that's the same thing with
Mhm.
him. It's not that he doesn't have a personality, but sweetie, you do film and TV, which is like 12 to 14-hour days sometimes. There are people who meet up on sets and get in relationships. So I don't think it's that he doesn't have a sense of humor, but it's at the end of the day, it's about the respect thing. Because if I really wanted to be petty, I'm like, you know what? Let me set you up on a date at the improv. And I'm gonna put you up and let's see if you can do a set if we really want to be petty.
Why was it looking
mm.
for an
Or as
apology?
a comedian, okay, I have a thought job. Okay. Like, I don't know, maybe he had to think about what it was that she said. So he came back and was like, okay, well, since our jobs are similar, you're a thought too, whatever the case is. But
Probably hurt.
okay, anytime somebody comes for what you do, regardless of what it is, you're going to find offense because this is your business. This is how you make your
Livelihood.
money.
Yep.
It's disrespectful, period. Because how can you come at me when this is my job? This is my career. This is what I'm doing. It's not harming you. It's not affecting you. So how can you tell me what I'm doing is this way? You know what
I'm
I'm
gonna tell you.
saying? Especially when this is your chance to get to know somebody, and that is your perception, and that is what you like. That's what reflect like that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry that it was just off top. It was just
But
wrong, and I'm sorry. I would feel some type of way the rest of the time. I'm sorry. Like,
But
I,
and she
why
tried to act
why
like she apologized, but that half-ass apology that she
mm-hmm.
gave, that was not an
It was
apology.
trash. It was
She did not
trash.
apologize to that man for saying,
No.
okay, it was this. It was more like, oh, well, I apologize, but you still a thought. Like, what?
It's disrespectful.
No.
Just wait till the men have control. He ain't gonna
Yeah.
forget that. Or when he gets in that lounge and she gets eliminated, it's her own fault. It's her own fault.
Them women really don't respect these men on the show.
Yeah.
I see. I see that big time. Like these women do not respect these men on the show. It's a couple of them that they kind of respect, that they kind of like. The rest of the women, I feel like some of them feel like they too good to be talking to some of them guys. That's how I see it. Like when she said my
You feel
man
like
had a
they're too
thought
good?
job, and yeah, when she said she had a thought job, as soon as she said that right there, just like you said, she's coming for this man's livelihood. And then on the back end of that, she don't respect him and she not attracted to him. You know what I'm saying? She could have found a better way to be like, you know what, me and you ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to come for the man's livelihood and look down on the man. She could have really did that. The only real one on the show about to get kicked off. She running after her man. She said, if he get off the show, I'm going with him. That's the only real one on the show. She going for she going
I
for her
will I
man.
will I will agree. I will agree and disagree with you when we get there because I have a different take on that. So we'll get there when we get there.
She said, Habibi leave? I'm going with my man. I'm trying to. And I'm surprised Habibi made it that far. I'm surprised both of them made it that far, to tell you the truth. But I know Tommy's smart. Them curveballs he be throwing be premeditated. Because I really think that them other men that's going to come in is going to really put Habibi under. People going to forget about Habibi. Them other guys that's about to come in? Yeah, Habibi about to be a thing of the past, which he already is.
I'm glad Habibi's gone. That's all I can say. Anytime you mention Habibi, just listen. Listen. For those who have been here, we all know I wanted Habibi gone last week. Okay. When it was Habibi and Brandon, Habibi should have been gone. So, disrespect. Like, you could just tell by his energy last week when he came, it was just, no. And then Tequila, listen, no, she needs to go too. She's the next one. Out of the females, go ahead. Go. Especially after that, if Habibi goes, I'm going, bye, Felicia. The door, exit stage, left, right, center, whichever way you want to go, honey. If you want to hit the backstage, go. Nobody is stopping you. I thought they was actually going to escort her out. Like, bye. You don't have to come back in if you don't want to. And I really feel like that's why they did like the dinner at the end. They was like, you know what? We're not going to eliminate them altogether. We're going to just do this separate dinner and eliminate them because Tequila going to act a fool if Habibi goes. So let's just do this quietly.
Yeah, I mean, and listen,
she acted a damn.
No, she did. She did. But I
already got the dude. I know what it was. He played the saxophone for. I know what it.
Nah, they had trauma bonding because both of them better get got the show. That was
I will say this though. I don't think a moment should define somebody for who they are. However, if it was a good dude, I do respect that type of energy because that means that you're defending our connection. But because there was nothing there, that should not have been the move. So I agree with you, Gigi. I agree with you that, that was not correct behavior. But if it was a good dude, we should see more, women defending a good connection.
No, they always do their connections. The problem is how she's going about it. I feel like she thinks of desperation. Oh, can you hear me? I feel like everybody just staring at me. Okay.
For some reason, it just sounds like a little robotic. I don't know if it's my phone or what.
Yeah, it sounds like I heard the same thing you hear.
Okay.
That what?
So is it sounding robotic to everybody, or is it just me?
I'm fine.
She sound robotic.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay. As I was saying, I said, feel like my own words. I think she's just good.
Okay, we can't hear you, baby. I'm gonna need a little louder. I need you to be a little louder.
I took off my earpiece. Can you hear me now?
I was about to say,
I was excited to hear you too, because your jaw's not swollen this week, so
I was about to say,
you.
I was about to say, do you have some wired headphones? Because sometimes wired works a lot better.
I do. I'll have to do that.
Okay. Oh, child.
Okay, here, while you get your mic together, we're gonna go ahead and talk about Phil and Tequila. And so overall, how do you guys feel about Phil? Even though he hasn't really said too much or done too much, do you feel like he is good for anybody? Who do you guys feel like is good to be matched with? Have you felt anybody any matches yet?
I mean, like I said, this is my first time. Hi, this is my first time seeing the show, so I'm still kind of getting to know everybody. Um, as I often say, everybody has, that original magic in them. It just takes the right musician. Y'all know what I'm trying to say to bring the magic album. So
Mhm.
I really don't know. It does seem like there is a disconnect between Eric and Tequila for some odd reason. We don't know why. He says that the energy is off, but I feel like energy is only off if you don't give the opportunity for energy to occur. You know what I mean? So
Uh, okay, I think you froze. Okay.
by the way,
Okay, there you go.
Stay Tuned Review said Habibi was completely wrong for making the comment about Janelle's twins. However, Janelle had the puppies on display like a prize stallion at the Kentucky Derby. You know what? You know what? You know what? Did she
Okay,
expect
hold on.
nobody
I'm
to
gonna have to
notice
do
them?
it.
I
Okay.
mean, listen. I mean, of course, if
Yeah,
you're
I'm
that,
gonna have
I mean, of course, if you're that blessed, I mean, of course, you will see them. But there's a way to handle everything. You know what I mean? I mean, I could have said, is one of your favorite songs, "Genie in a Bottle" from Christina Aguilera. Yeah, it is. Well, I hope that I'm rubbing your mind in the right way because I want to see what this connection got. There's a way to do wordplay. There's a way to flirt without overdoing it. You know what I mean? So.
Absolutely. There's absolutely a way that you can talk to someone. You can be vulgar. You can be honestly, I'm gonna tell you, there's a very respectful way to be disrespectful. You can be the most respectful person and do it in a very respectful way. And you be like, damn, you know what? I don't even know if I want to be mad or
Mm-hmm.
like, but you like, I know that you really disrespected, like you shaded me for real, but since you did
Right.
it in a respectful way, like I'm not gonna be as upset.
Exactly right. Exactly
Or,
right.
but there's ways also where you purposely can make a person feel like crap.
Exactly.
Or there there are some people who just don't care and they just what
Can
I'm
you
one of
hear
those.
me?
I'm not gonna say I don't. We can actually hear you. What'd you say?
Oh, okay. I had to go look for my earpiece, like wherever
See,
I dropped it.
Yeah, you sound like a
Because
see.
whole
I'm
nother
not really a
person.
fan of using earpieces. Like it's just stressful. So
Well, there we go.
I don't like using it. So, anyways,
Understood.
where did you guys stop?
I think I read Stay Tuned Review's comment about about Habibi and Janelle, and Stay Tuned
Oh,
said that you know however Janelle had the puppies on displays like a prize stallion at the Kentucky Derby, and I'm just
Ah,
like, okay, well, first of all, it seems like you might have wanted to be the jockey on her horse. Since you said that they were a prize stallion at the Kentucky Derby. But in the same token, it's all about how you say it. Like I said, is your favorite song, Christina Aguilera, Genie in a Bottle? Well, I hope I rub your mind the right way because I want to see where this can be. You know what I mean? That is like, wait a minute, did you say that you want to rub my mind the right way? Now, in her head, she's gonna be like, "Well, does he want to rub other things?" I did not say that. You insinuated that. So now the pressure is off of you because you're good with wordplay. You know what I mean? So,
and then there's
yeah.
also who it came from. If it came from another guy, it might have been
A
flirtatious. But
finer,
since it came from us,
serious
since it came,
guy.
yeah,
hmm
Because let's be honest, as a woman, if a fine guy comes and like say something very flirtatious, I'm like, okay, all right. I won't actually take offense. But when I'm serious, like a jokester, someone that looks like he does not have any purpose in life, comes up to you and like says all those kind of trash, you will actually get
right,
very offended. So I think that was why she was quite offended at that point.
yeah.
But my point, talking on this, what's her name? I keep forgetting Taquila and this dude, Phil. I already said I'm having an online battle with Aquila. My point with Aquila, I have said it several times. She's desperate. I cannot relate to her desperation because she has made getting a man her life's purpose. So she's going to do anything, come off looking dumb, come off looking stupid. So far, she proves to the man that, oh, I'm actually liking you. And that's one
Right.
problem that we as women have, because most times we want to show the men that, oh, I'm actually interested. So we sort of like defend ourselves too much. Now to Phil, she's mad at the point that she showed her nasty attitude and Phil stepped back. And I think she doesn't even know that what she did was bad, because you cannot bring up a sexual conversation with me. I would actually indulge you. Ask me all the sexual things you want to ask. I will indulge you because I feel like you asked me, so you're comfortable knowing all these things. But her problem was that she was not comfortable, so she was not being herself. I think that's the reason why most of the guys do not find her attractive, because we do not know who the real Tafila is. She comes up across to me as a sweetheart that is just like, she's just thrown into a place where she's not comfortable in, and she's acting out of character.
Mm.
I actually defended her, so she stopped coming for me.
I mean, listen. I think that, like I said before, one moment should define a whole person, and I think at the end of the day, sometimes if you have never been seen, you will try to do anything to be seen, and that come and you do, and you're not trying to be rude or distasteful or anything out the way, but you don't know how to communicate. And I will say this. I do appreciate the fact that she does have the quality of standing up for people. Maybe she should just figure out how she should stand up for herself of like, wait a minute. Okay, I'm standing up for somebody, but how should I stand up for me?
But you don't know how to communicate. Because the way she came out, Fee, was so unnecessary. I'm like, why are we revisiting this embarrassing conversation? I felt like the entire conversation was unneeded. There are it's like having an embarrassing altercation with somebody, then you then go meet the person and be like, oh, why did we have this conversation? I'm like, I'm the kind of person, I don't do well being embarrassed. I don't do well in awkward situations. So if I can get out of that awkward situation, I'm going to be very glad. So I don't know why she wanted to relieve the whole thing and ask the guy, why? I'm like, isn't she 33 or so? I think she should be 33. But she's not acting her age. And it's not even showing.
Yeah.
And
I go
feel like
ahead,
she
Q.
acting out of, oh, my fault, bro. I feel like she acting out of desperation, man. That's all that is right there. She desperate, want to be seen, want to be heard. You know what I mean? And like, I kind of felt she had no social cues in the first place. You know what I mean? Her conversation wasn't really hitting on nothing. And so as soon as a BB came with just a little bit of flair, she ran with it. You know what I mean?
I feel like with her, she heard Dubai and she was like, oh my God, that's out the country, isn't it? So that means he travels. Ooh, I might be able to go somewhere. Like, girl,
Mm,
this man
But she seems
Googled
to be
Dubai.
well
He hasn't
made.
been there.
I went
Right.
to her page. She seems to be well made. So I don't think that. I think she's a woman that has not just gotten any male attention in her life for so much. So probably when she walks on the road with her friends, people look at her friend. People cat call her friend. People would rather speak to her friend. And so she
right.
has gotten to the stage where she feels like she has to be the one to take charge over. Oh, if I like a guy, maybe I'll go for him. I'll defend that connection. Even if there's something that is not there, I'm going to defend it. That's why she comes off desperate. She has just not gotten that male attention. Please don't come for me, Takila, please. But that is how it comes up to me. And it's not good. It makes her look, I don't know.
Yeah,
It makes her look
and
sad.
It makes her look desperate. Like there's
yeah,
no way around it. She looks desperate. And that's like it really makes me mad when they act like, "Oh, well, it's editing. You don't see this. They cut a lot of stuff out and this and the third." No, it's what you give. It's what you
right.
show. You've shown this. Your social cues are off. You have no conversation. You like your personality just shows like you like she shows, like you said, she does not get the male attention. She's probably the girl that's in the group that her friends probably get the attention that she wants, but she's not getting it. Or she's probably the type that would surround herself with people who she feels like might be a little bit less than her just so that she can get the attention. But when she doesn't get it, she still, if she's, it makes her feel some way because she feels like she's that it girl or woman.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She's that one and she should be the one
But
getting
she's
the attention, but
stingy.
she's not. Hmm?
Yeah.
This serial, really?
Listen.
You know,
Ah,
Ah,
Gigi is
ah.
Uh-uh.
married. Gigi is married. I'm the only like single person here.
Right. Hold on. Wait a second. Somewhere. Wait. VC Rail, y'all need a man. Listen here. Don't come for me, baby, because I have one. Don't. Please don't do that. I have one. Trust. I
You
have
sure
no
have
problem getting a man.
You know, he
None.
always comes for me. Don't worry, don't mind him. It's just strangers. It's just strangers.
Listen,
What did
and
you
hold on, and
did
don't
you
come for Ucha either. Do not. Don't come for my girl, because I'm gonna tell you, she can get when if she wants. Okay,
serious?
trust
Gigi,
and
I'm single.
believe.
I'm single as hell and I'm stuck at home. So I'm out of love currently. But anyway,
She's single because she wanna be. We gonna put that out there. I don't know if that's listen.
at this point I need to probably run an advert. I'm single. Don't worry, I'm not that desperate.
Nah,
Oh, you were saying a man voice
I'm
on the
single.
piano. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. I thought you was.
So
Oh, okay.
did you listen to the way she excused the whole cheating thing? I heard some people say, "Oh, he told me," or this person announced that he's a cheater, so the person is truthful. I don't know. It just struck me
yeah.
like, why
That
are you
that that
ignoring the
that
obvious?
yeah, that definitely struck me. I'm like, wait a minute. So I appreciate his honesty.
Mhm.
Listen, at the end of the day, I appreciate honesty too, but I also appreciate responsibility. Okay, like we're not going to
Mm-mm.
do that to me. Like no, like no.
Not at all. My
Some
ex
people
didn't
in the
suck. What?
yeah,
Wait a
Habibi
minute.
he wasn't trying to find love.
I was
Habibi was
looking for
not trying to find
shoes. I
love.
was looking for a coffee pot with hot coffee to throw at him. I was about to make some grits. Like I was looking like, you know what? You must not have played that saxophone good enough because if you did, you would have been getting a whole lot of head. A whole lot.
Ah,
Baby, I play the saxophone, okay? Trust.
And
I
that's
He
have
said,
actually the
listen, I haven't
lamest
played
way.
in a while and I still, you know what I'm saying?
Lord, gee.
he ain't said he was good at it. He said he played it. It's two different things. He ain't never said he was good at it. He just said he played it.
You're not getting what I'm saying. I'm not saying
Let
a
me
man
stop for
should not
Habibi
be.
coming.
I'm not saying a man should not be honest about the fact that he cheated. Truth, be honest. I would never date a cheat because I emotionally I do not have the time to date a
Right.
cheat because every time I'll be looking at my back.
Mm-hmm.
It can
Yep.
create insecurity in whom you're dating. And I don't care how anybody wants to twist it by calling the
Yes, stay
woman
tuned
jealous
reviews. I
or
can.
insecure. It makes no sense. Once you cheat and then you announce that you cheated, the woman starts feeling insecure. I don't know how anybody wants to play it. I will start thinking every single day, is this man going to cheat on me?
Mm-hmm.
Is this man going to do this? I'm sorry, I have feelings and I don't hide my feelings. I'm quite vocal and I would rather just end that relationship before it even starts than having to every single day think about the fact that, oh, he's working with beautiful people, he's working with this.
Right.
Then he starts, it's inadvertently, I'll start having beef with all the beautiful women around you. And that's not good for my mental health. So it's not that we don't want truth, is that the way she ignored the truth because she wanted him was just terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I mean, listen, at the end, and I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Tequila, with the outfit, I mean, the body is bodying. I'm not gonna sit here and not front on that. She could get it for me, but at the end of the day, whether you skinny or thick, I have to know that your soul is right. I gotta know that you're holding standards for yourself, because if you're not holding standards for yourself, you're not going to be able to give me any standards to attain to or to be responsible for you. And that's just real talk. You know what I mean? So
And that's how I feel. Like, I have no problem with someone being honest. Like I said, that's why I said I loved Habibi and I loved Marvin, because I do not want to get into the relationship and then on the fifth month, second month, someone starts telling me something brand new. I'm not. First
right,
date, tell me everything. I cheated, I had a wife, I had a this, I had a that. Let me just know if I'm making my choice and I'll go. I
right.
don't have to make it hard. Be honest, because I'm going to be honest with you. If we
Yep,
don't gel, we don't gel.
yep.
That's just life. But
Mm,
I hope she sticks
I don't
around.
know. There was a comment that asked
What comments?
if no, but the comment was like, do women want honesty? And it's like, of course, women want honesty, but we also want accountability too.
Yeah,
Like, if we have to be held accountable for everything because we are held under a microscope, we have to be held accountable for not only us being women, but us being sisters, mothers, aunties, friends. Like, we have to be held accountable to the highest standard of everything. So, not only, okay, you can be brutally honest and tell us about how she wasn't sucking or doing this, that, and the third, but what was you doing to make it to where she didn't want to? Because us as
right,
women, it's not like we just don't want to trust and believe. There's a reason why we don't or we won't.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that with that honesty, bring us why did not happen? Because he also Habibi had made the comment like something, basically the reason why it didn't work out, it wasn't his fault, it was their fault. No, that doesn't work. What did you do? Or just
hmm,
like he even asked her, he was like, "But what did you do to make your relationship not work? What did
Yeah,
you do?"
yeah, yeah. He was trying to be funny.
No,
yeah. He
Trying to be
was,
funny.
and it just didn't land. And not to mention, telling somebody's mom they ain't ish as you
Mm-hmm.
get
right,
to
Because
know
she was
her.
taking this whole thing seriously, sir. Because he was joking.
Yeah.
right. We know
He
that he
was
was joking.
joking.
She even said that he was
Why is she
joking.
so stuck up? She knew he was joking. I knew he was joking. As much as I've come for Habibi every single day, I have friends like Habibi, and I will tell you, he was 100% joking. And then she took it too
Yeah.
high far. Maybe she's dating scene, maybe she cannot take a little bit joke. I don't know, maybe
Mm-hmm.
the kind of jokes I can take are far extreme.
Right,
Probably. Maybe. Okay, probably. 100%. Because I've been saying a lot of people have been joking. But the way she reacted, as if he said something astronomical, I'm like, girl, why did you then go up there and lie that he said fuck your mom? He never said that. He said your mom ain't shit. Like,
Yeah.
why were you putting words in his mouth? And the way she sort of tried to make the whole thing bigger than it was, I side eye people like that because it was not that big. It was not that serious at all. Like, chill, please.
Yeah, like even though he
And
didn't say
our
like,
lips
fuck
real?
your mom.
Are
Mm-hmm.
our lips
Hmm?
real? Because our lips, are they real? They were really
Her
distracting.
lips.
Yeah.
She might have got some collagen in them. Maybe a
Yeah.
little plump plump.
Because
But
they
they
were
could be
very
real.
distracting.
She said she's all black. So, that Creole,
It looked
they
good to
could be
me.
real.
It looked good to me.
They definitely could be. But you also got to
I
think, even though Habibi didn't say fuck, you know what? I
It's
actually had a
alright.
comment on that, but
It was alright.
you know what they call those lips, right?
Fish lips.
You know, they say that those are some ick sucking lips.
Me, oh.
I didn't want to say that. No, me.
That's
Mm.
why Habibi
She
was like,
says
"Ooh, yeah, I like her. Ooh, at least
she
I
might
know
have
she
forgot how
will."
to do it.
No, because you don't play the saxophone right.
Mm.
Yeah, you see, without context.
Mm. He ain't bought that
Okay,
saxophone on no date. He ain't bought that saxophone on not one date.
listen,
Listen, shots fired, Habibi.
listen.
Why? Yeah,
You,
without
you,
context, it sounded bad.
yeah, no, no, it really did. And I mean, at the end of the day, I think that that goes to, language. I was on the Onyx collab with some fellow collaborators on Clubhouse, and we had a conversation about the Kiki Palmer Darius situation. And I said that, we all could do better and it could have been worse. And my friend was like, you are realizing that you're being disrespectful in what you're saying. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just saying we all could do better. And what he was saying was that there are different languages when it comes to different areas of life. So the language of entrepreneurship, the language of relationship. And that's something I did not think about. So even though it came across as he was joking, she took it as serious. So that's a breakdown in language. And some people, they use humor as a coping mechanism. You know what I mean? But I think because of the space of it's called ready to love, you should have that mindset to ready to love. But hey, to each their own.
But how would you be ready to love if you cannot take a little bit of joke? I just think that people are being critical here. Like your friends would
Yeah,
crack the
I agree.
same joke and you would laugh. Why did she say like the way she? I don't know. I was actually like irritated in that entire scene. Like the way she was like, "Ooh, check please," and I'm like,
Hmm.
that was not right.
I mean,
Everybody's not.
no, go ahead, Q.
Right.
Everybody's not wasn't receptive to Habibi. You know what I mean? And I knew Habibi. That's why I feel like Habibi was a curveball in itself. I feel like they just be like they picked a whole bunch of cast members and they be like, "You the goofy one, get in there, see what you can make happen." You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like he was really there to find love at all. That to me, that never ever came off as trying to find love or trying to find
Right.
a connection. He just really wanted people to like him and he really was trying to get some airtime. And I never
Yeah.
he never really
I'm
even said a
entertained.
yes. He was entertaining. I agree with that. He was very entertaining. Keep him on there all 10 shows. He's gonna be very entertaining. But as far as he's going to really, this is my big thing when I watch the show personally. I'm watching the show to see who really wants to find a connection with long lasting relationships when I'm
Yep.
watching the show. That warms my heart. You know what I'm saying? To make me keep watching it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Agreed.
And I'm trying to wait. Maybe it's so early on in the season, so early in the season to really see who's there for that. I can see one or two people there for that, but outside of that, I guess everybody really trying to find connection. They trying to make a show. Hold up, son.
Right. And you know what? I think there's nothing wrong with having a sense of humor. I think it's just the way it comes across. For example, I'm long winded, but my rambling comes greatness. You just got to give me time. If a woman's like, I really think that when you think about the word like thought, it could be anything. It could be from a thought of cake, or it could be a thought of, just putting on glasses to be able to see the world different point of view. I'm like, are you really trying to make fun of me for being long winded? Really? I see you. That wasn't cute, but you did it cute. That's a bit different because at least you're making fun of something personal. But also too, when it does come to family and friends that you don't even know, I think that was the crux of it all. But yeah.
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 Stay tuned reviews.
And
I
I
actually
do
agree
feel
with
like,
you.
yeah. And I like this point, the interesting aspect, what Stay Tuned said, the interesting aspect of the show is having a group of people who have failed in relationships or have bad track records come and say like, hey, okay, I'm ready for love. That is the good point, of the show is having
Yeah.
these people say, okay, I am ready, or, at this point, I'm looking for it, I'm ready for it. I'm I'm giving it my all. And I am coming with honesty. This is what I'm looking for. This is what happened in the past. But still, like when it comes to Habibi, there was no accountability. It was still, there was no growth. There was no, I'm looking for love. That's not what you're looking for. And I'm going to even say, honestly, with Marvin, because
Marvin is looking for
for
a
those,
submissive. He came here to
I'm going to tell you,
emphasize the fact that he's
like
dominant.
I said, for those who know, you guys know, because I have spilled the beans a little bit about
Lord.
me. You guys know that I have been, you guys know that I am a dom. So I know all about, the BDSM and, being and having subs and having, like call them slaves, things like that. Like I have had those. We're going to put the past tense on those. So I know what it is when you're, stop laughing, dude, I see you. So I know what it is and I know what it looks like when you're looking for that. And like, that's what Marvin's looking for. Marvin is looking for prospects. He's not really looking for love. Okay. He is looking for subs. He's looking for someone that he can have submit to him. And he's looking for more than one because the way that he's approaching this, and I'm going to tell you, Eunik's going. Eunik is for it. She's down and she's ready.
She's just trying to look as if she's giving him a tough time.
She is ready and he sees it and he is going to eat her up. Let me tell you. She's showing him too much. She's being too vulnerable and he's about to attack that. But like you can see who's there for love and who's not. And it's just like, but it's still early. I still feel like there's a lot that they have to.
That's the only thing he says. Like, we've had 2 episodes. All he has talked about is, I'm a dominant. Who cares?
Right.
Yeah. And see, and that's the thing is like when you're in a relationship, that's not. When it comes to a relationship, that's not what you're looking for. So being in that lifestyle, that's not what you're looking for when you're in that lifestyle. You don't want someone who's just automatically going to submit to you. Now, yeah, you are going to want them to do that are similar to that lifestyle, but there's a separation between the two. The way that he's coming, that's not what you want your partner, and that's not how you want your partner to be.
No, I agree with that.
At least for me, that's not how it works. It's a little different for me. So I don't.
I will say this: when I saw Marvin, just being so blunt, I'm like, okay, damn, bro. When you go to the movies, at least there's previews leading up to it. You understand? There's some breathing room there. And, not everybody, comes from that world. There's a sensual dom, there is a switch, there's submissive, there's all types of stuff. And I think, hey, listen, I am in media. I cover a little bit of everything, okay? So
listen, you guys have to go to my channel and you guys have to listen. If you guys want to know more about the dom experiences and all that, just subscribe to my channel. I will talk all about it. You guys listen. You guys can go through the journey with me.
And honestly,
listen, if you, I will. There's a site where you guys can possibly see some things. I'm not going to put it all the way out there, but yeah.
I'm learning from Marvin.
Right. Listen, it's no judgment because at the end of the day, everybody does something that somebody's judging somebody for, really, if we really want to be honest about it, right? So it was nothing wrong with what he was saying. It was just the fact of before. I'll put it to you like this. Before you go see a movie, I need to read all the reviews in order to know if I should put time into this thing. So you just told the feature presentation. You didn't allow yourself to be a movie review over a period of time to be like, okay, I can see a 5-point quality in this. I can see a 4-point quality in that. It was just the feature presentation, which there wasn't any build up for it. You know what I mean? So, and if we're gonna be like no judgment zone here, I have been saying I've been wanting BBW Black Panther to take me down. Just give, just get, just text me. Look, just text me where I need to be. Text me where I need to be. I'm gonna come. Or you know what? If you just wanna pick me up after work, drop me off. Say you got a 5-minute head start, and may the odds ever be in your favor. Listen,
I didn't know if it was me personally. Yeah.
listen, you have not because you ask not. Okay, listen.
My God, LOL,
That boy got
closed
a
mouth
word.
don't
That's a
get
word
fed.
now.
I'm gonna
You got
investigate
a
this like a
word.
Caucasian in a horror movie.
You ask not. You have not.
Because
You ask not, boy.
it's
I'm
not.
trying to tell you. That's a word now. That's a
Lord
word. I'm
Jesus.
trying to tell you. That's a word. But
Oh
to me personally,
my goodness.
I know as a man, and
Hmm.
I'm approaching women. You know what I'm saying? If I'm in the club, you know what I'm saying, and if I was in that setting, and you got multiple people you can talk to, you know what I'm saying, you gonna group in your mind like, okay, I talked to her for that, I talked to her for that, I talked to her for that. You know what I'm saying? So if he come out here and just lay this whole sexual extravaganza out in front of everybody, he really just
Right.
throwing his hook out to see who gonna bite it. Cause there's no
Hmm.
way. I don't feel it's no way. Just like he got one girl interested. He got one girl interested out of the 10.
Hmm.
He got
Yep.
one girl interested. You know what I'm saying? So most women, when you lead with something like that, I personally believe it's gonna be hard for you to take them serious when you're talking about a long lasting relationship. Cause I
Yep.
ain't gonna lie, if I got all these fantasies of being this and doing that, it's gonna be hard to say in my occupation, I only can think of myself doing with this one woman. Every
Right.
woman I look at gonna be a target. You know what I'm saying? So he's not really out there really looking for love. You know what I'm saying? He looking for BDSM. That's what he looking for, personally. And I really don't feel like he's going to. I don't think he really gonna last, just because that occupation. That's like a woman to get him there and saying, "Hey, I'm a stripper." You know what I'm saying? And that's what I do. You feel me? This how I get my money. It ain't
Right.
gonna be too many men that say, "Hey, you know what I mean? That lifestyle is gonna be beneficial to me." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
No, you're right. No, you're
Right,
absolutely
and that's
right.
how it is. Like you have to think about it. This is, you know, that's just like, a woman who is a stripper or an escort or something like that. Business is business. And when you're in that business mode, you're in that business mode. You're in that
yeah,
Right.
mind
businessman.
frame. That's what it is
Yeah,
when you're out.
Right.
And you can tell a person who is in business mode.
yeah.
Yep.
It's all
He
over
is
the
in
face.
business mode. His mind frame is towards looking for his next subby. It's not looking for love, and you can tell that.
Yeah.
Like in even with his conversations, every conversation, that's all it is about. And his demeanor, you can tell when he looks at the women, his conversation, how they start off and how they end, how he's looking upon them. He's looking at them in a dominant way. He's looking at them, and he's like the way that he start looking, like the way that his posture and his neck and the way
Right.
he holds his head in a way as if he's looking down at them, because he's looking at them as if he's over them already.
Yeah,
Right.
Like
seducing.
it,
That's
it's
what I'm seducing.
it's a whole there's a whole thing that comes with it. Just pay attention. But
Right.
yeah, there's a lot of them that you could just tell off top, like, really not. What do y'all feel about this whole Quentin situation and them saying that they feel like Quentin only likes white women?
See, I
He
was
in
going to get
Texas.
us to that Quentin's talk later on because there is
Hmm.
something about that man that rubs me the wrong way. He's
Mm.
lying. What exactly is his type? You like
Well, here.
older women, but then
Hmm.
you like Lee that is just 1 year older than you. Come on. You can't tell me 1 year older is considered older.
Right. I mean, here's the thing, right? I have heard this from, black women that, there are not black men out here, so I'm going to go to people that want to love me.
Mm-hmm.
And, I think it may be the same thing on the black men's side. And this is how I feel, right? It's not that a black man doesn't want to love a black woman, it just has to be the right black woman. So maybe he hasn't found the right one. Just because I haven't dated one doesn't mean I'm not open to one. And that's how I truly feel. And like they were saying, and like, I think it was Janelle that said, it's just a rumor. Allow him to be who he wants to be. And not to mention too, Ray Love's been on 8 seasons. If he didn't want to be on the show, he would not have applied. And sometimes you just need the right opportunity to see if there could be something different. And that's real talk. Not trying to cape for him or nothing, but that's just being
I'm
real.
not saying nobody should keep for him. Like, let me address this comment. How do you know he's lying? I'm just deducting from what he said in the show. Okay, let's look at from ow 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 because my
Oh,
cheek is
you
actually
okay?
getting stiff. It's getting stiff, so I was like trying to wake it up. So let's look at his conversations with the two women that he claims he's interested in. We're going to get back to
Yeah.
this conversation later.
That wasn't her. I thought it was the other one, the jump.
So
Her.
we're going to look at the
Yeah, with
conversations
Lee. Okay,
between
so Quentin
Lee
was with Lee.
and
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Aries or Aries, whatever her name is, whatever I can't remember. But her name is Aries.
Was her
Um,
name Jessica?
no, Aries. Jessica is the slim
Er-
Mm-hmm.
girl. Is the slim girl.
Okay.
Aries is the BB woman. So when he was having a conversation with Aries, what did he say? Oh, our connection is there, or this is this. Then he starts having a conversation with this girl, and it's like we have like an instant connection. She's like perfectly made for me, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to understand where you're going with this. And then
Mhm.
him saying, I prefer older women. I have a problem with people that make this statement. Once you say I go for older women, please, for the love of me, stop wasting people's time that are young or just like a year older than you, because you would definitely go with the one that is way older. Because like, I don't think I'm not
I
buying what
was,
he's selling.
yeah, because at first, like the very first beginning, he was with her and he was liking her because, they was in fitness together. They both was, like there was so much in common. And that's actually who
Right.
I thought he was connecting with. And I was like,
Then the
oh,
next
that's cool. They're
episode, he starts talking
cute.
about Janelle. He likes
Yeah.
older women, so stop that.
But
The
see,
first
that's the
episode,
whole
it
thing.
was all
Like, that's
about
actually
Lee,
what
and then he's
got
talking
me
about
is
Janelle.
because yeah, because like even though at the beginning when he was talking to Lee, he was like, "Oh, he liked her, they was compatible, da 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 da." But then later that night, when Tommy was going around asking him like what girl he liked, he was like Janelle, and I was like, "Well, damn, I thought you was vibing with a
It
girl."
threw me off.
But then the
Mm-hmm.
next day, but then this episode you're at was Aries' house and you're vibing with
That
her,
first episode.
asking her like everything's clicking. Like I understand, like that's the whole point. Is you guys are supposed to mingle. You're supposed to find people that you connect with.
Right.
But it's
And look
like,
at the ages of
okay,
Janelle and Aries. Aries is 44, Janelle is 42, way older than Lee. Lee is 34. So I'm like, why are you wasting your time with Lee when you obviously know the reason why you are probably going for Lee is for aesthetic reasons? You guys are both
yeah, when you said
teenage
that you like
girls.
older women.
Yeah, Janelle and Aries are in their 40s. Is apparently from what he said is 33. But he looks way older, but he's 33.
Right.
So I'm like,
But then, but who was he talking to when he was asked if he liked any of the women there? And he was like, well, at first he was like, he didn't like anyone.
um, was talking to Tequila. He didn't
Tequila.
say he
Yeah,
didn't like
yeah.
anybody. And these women are lying. He was not feeling anybody at that moment. And I don't know why they keep changing the words of these men to fit their purpose. That was just like blatant lies.
Like, I don't. One,
Well,
okay. I'm.
well,
Let me say this. I don't have a problem with anyone dating any kind of race. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not that type of person.
Oh,
I
Missy is
do.
saying
I
that
do
she doesn't like
celebrate. Listen,
me.
I do celebrate Black love. I'm gonna tell you, I love Black love. I love seeing our people together. I love seeing us happy. I love seeing us holding hands, kissing, showing public affection.
I don't
I
care
am
about black
all
love.
for it.
Date whoever you
Listen,
want to
I'm
date.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Love who you want to love. But I love seeing, I love seeing us together. It's just something about it. I'm not gonna,
right.
deny it or act like, I don't. It's definitely beautiful to see. But love who you love. If this man happens to like white women, if he likes Puerto Ricans, Asians, whoever he likes, that's who he likes. There's no reason for anybody to try to make this man seem like a bad person because
Exactly right.
he
Exactly.
likes a
Last
certain
season they
type
said the
of
same thing
woman.
about this guy
Boom
that is
women.
with what's her name? This crazy girl that they broke up during the last episode of the show.
Who,
Oh
Tequila?
shit, they're still together. I remember they said this about another male cast last season. I don't know why they keep. I think this is like insecurities from women, especially black women, because people as black people are just scared that but it comes from somewhere. Statistically, black men do not treat black women as good. Don't come for me as when they are dating other races. It's almost like they expect the black
Mm.
women to bend over and do every single thing. But when they go over there and start dating other races, it's like, oh, a whole new world. They treat these women
Mhm.
better. I'm not saying they don't treat black women better, but you get what I'm saying. So insecurities have built up over the years, and when they see
Right.
one man acting a different way than their normal black men, next thing they say is like, this man likes white women. This man likes white women. I'm like,
The,
nah.
the crazy thing about it is
Yeah,
though,
like I said, love is love, and all them trying to separate them or even trying to tarnish this man, like, oh, no, he should go because he only likes white women. I don't find that necessarily true because one, he wouldn't be on the show knowing that there's a bunch of black women around. And even if he
Exactly.
did only prefer white women, maybe he's coming to where he's like, hey, because I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot of times, and this is what I've heard, and I've heard this a lot. A lot of black men feel like black women aren't checking for them. They feel like they can't find them a black woman, because black women sometimes, we're like, oh, they're too dark or something, or you know what I'm saying? We're looking other elsewhere, visions somewhere else. So we're not checking for the black man.
No,
So
I'm
of
from
course
a
they're going to different races, and
predominantly
it's the
black
vice versa.
country, so I can't
It's
relate.
the same way.
but
But
you know one
don't
one
shun this man and act like he's wrong for whatever he prefers. It's whatever he prefers. Like that. I feel like that right there is disgusting and just needs to stop. But he's on the show for a reason. Evidently, he's looking for something. He's looking for someone. But the very first day, like the very first day, you cannot say that, oh well, he only likes it because he said he doesn't like this or he doesn't like that, because he said he didn't find anybody attractive. He just got there, girl.
That's what I
Like,
was just.
damn.
That's what I was just about to say. I genuinely appreciate the fact that he said, "I don't know if I find anybody attractive." I really believe that on these reality shows, you can't find somebody that attractive the first time. You know what I mean? There might be somebody cute. There might be somebody pique your interest. But I think it's refreshing because at least he's not fronting. And my thing is this, right? Okay, I go for older women. Like I said before, it's about finding the right person. Just because you go for it doesn't mean that's who you're going to end up with. You know what I mean? Everybody's got a preference. Some of y'all women like Michael Ealy and Morris Chestnut on the screen for six pack. Some of y'all ain't gonna never get with one. Don't come for me if it ain't true. Mind your own business. But also, too, in the same token, I can like Jill Scott. I can like Nzinga Amani, right? But in the same token, though, it should be about the connection. So just because somebody goes for a preference, as long as they're not so tied into that preference that they're open, What's your business for? I mean, really? Like, come on.
And you got to
And I
look
watch.
at who was saying this stuff about this man. Women that he was not attracted to, and women that wanted some attraction to him. That was all that was
Mm,
about. Oh, since he don't like me, he gotta like white women. Or since
yep.
he don't like
Hmm.
me, it gotta be this or it gotta
Yeah,
be that. You mad because he wasn't attracted to you and spent no
Hmm.
conversation
yeah.
time with you. That
And
was it.
again, we have to see whose mouth did this come from.
Exactly.
Yep.
Point blank
The,
period.
the the most desperate one, the
Yes.
one who wasn't getting attention from nobody except from the one who nobody wanted attention from.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Talking
actually
Because
about
shocked
didn't
getting
that
nobody
Torah
care
said
about
that.
Habibi.
Habibi? Like you were the one who cared about Habibi. Didn't nobody want him or his attention, but yet you wanted to cause a ruckus. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, the way that she stirred up about this man made me feel like she sat on it already. I would
Now,
just
what
put
we
that out there.
so wait a minute. You saying that you in the words of my good friend Genuine that you knew she wanted to ride and she wanted to be good to him, ride it and jump on it, right? That's what you're saying. The words of my friend, in
Listen,
the words of my friend
that's what
Genuine.
I'm saying.
You won't
Okay,
be surprised.
okay.
Listen, I'm saying she wanted to be like Trey Songz and do it in slow motion
Ah,
You know what? I
yeah.
can't. I can't. I can't.
because
That desperation sex different, man. I'm trying to tell you. She just want to stay on the show,
Oh
you
my
know.
god. Where's the sexy
Yours,
here too?
mine, ours. I can
We can
talk
do
to
this for
you for
hours.
hours. We can go for hours. Wanna give you my flowers and some champagne towers. I can talk to you for hours because it's me who gets devoured. Listen,
Alright.
do
And the
you
whole
hear
thing,
me?
and the only thing going through Habibi head is do the Humpty Hump. Doing the
Yeah.
Humpty Hump.
Listen.
Do the hump. That's the only thing going through his head. That's it. That's the
Oh
only
Lord
thing going through his
Jesus.
head. Man, look like he ain't got. He look like he has zero accountability and responsibility for anything. The way you get up
Mhm.
that show and represent a whole nother culture, a whole nother
Yep.
culture, and he did a terrible job doing it.
Yeah.
Just sit up
No,
there and
I
try and
agree.
be yourself. Man, that was just.
Yeah.
I think somebody said in the comment section of it would be nice for somebody to, like live in house with them. I think that wouldn't be a bad idea. Because nephew Tommy is the host of the show, and so he's not there all the time. I think
Yeah.
some of these reality shows do have like a therapist, but it's the difference between a therapist and just a real person. If I was in the house, and guess what, I would want to say, Will Packer and nephew Tommy, let me talk to him by myself. Or you know what, nephew Tommy, Will, y'all can be with me when I talk to him. Now listen,
Yeah.
I don't know none of y'all. I don't have to care
Mm-hmm.
about none of y'all, and y'all don't have to care about me. But what I do want y'all to care about is the fact that you applied for an opportunity for you to get better. So the only way I'm gonna give you my best is if you give yourself your best. Understand? I'm
Mm-hmm.
here in the house to be with y'all, but y'all will not come against me because you can't come together for yourself. Okay? All right, good. Y'all find each other and do what y'all do. Like,
Mm-hmm.
listen.
But what did you think about this whole situation with Janelle? To be honest, I was actually on the Janelle train. Like I'm like, yeah, she's my girl. But this episode, I'm like, damn, she was exhibiting some characters that was like, are you insecure? Are you a mean girl? Where exactly do you stay? Because I was like,
Yeah, that
you're
was a
too
little too
old to
much.
be this desperate. I did not even know these women were so desperate, but it was
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little much
He
of,
said, I'm almost done talking.
it was a little much of, oh, read through her and my face and I didn't like that. I'm like, y'all get to know each other. Y'all ain't claimed nothing yet. Like, what's going on here? Like,
she claimed that. Don't,
week one.
that was her
Week
man. Don't take her
one.
man away. She claimed
let me
that.
it now unless she already has the season finale already in her head. the game ain't over until it's the final level. You understand? So listen, if you want them, you gotta play all the levels of the game. So and like I said, at the end of the day, if you really are about it, your energy will be seen. A queen never has to do the most in order to rule. She has to execute her energy. So if she wants to be that
I'm gonna
queen,
say that's it.
she will be that queen. But if you keep showing princess behavior, here's the T. That king can also make a decision whether he wants you to be his queen or not. So you really in control of it all. You just got to keep playing the levels. But if you keep having level 1 energy, you're not ever going to reach the final level and win the game. That's it. But
Yeah, one thing about it, two things for sure. To me, what I've been seeing lately, they I don't know why I'm blowed personally for two things that they showed yesterday: the argument in that ladies' lounge, and then that discord they had whenever they was playing football bowling. I feel like personally, if you really want I hope they're not trying to turn this show into feeding the messiness versus selling the love. When you were
right,
selling the love behind it, I feel like the show was just in the lane by itself. But
right,
Will Packard, they know that negativity sells. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like they pushed that so early in the season, and I really
right,
wish they wouldn't have done that. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody really know nobody. If nobody would have seen that right there, and a lot of times even though they might not get along, but you can make it seem like they get along. It give hope. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to
Hmm.
keep selling foolishness, you know what I'm saying, and people
right.
getting into it and arguments and stuff like that, what are we really selling? Are we really saying we're ready for love? Or just ready for more foolishness. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I hope they stay on the track of really trying to find people in these good connections. But these cast members that they throwing in, some on some boo boo. You know what I mean? And a lot of
Yeah,
them just there because I'm a fan. I am a fan. I follow cast members, some old cast members. You know what I mean, on Instagram. I watch pretty much all the seasons of them. You know what I'm saying? And certain
right.
cast members have taken, the fame that they got and exploited it. You know what I'm saying? Have done this and done that. Versus other people who really out here trying to find true connections. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I do feel like that maybe there could be, and this has happened with American Idol, where a contestant's been eliminated but they have a chance to come back. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like if there was a way where, hey, would y'all like to see what happened to the eliminated contestants? Here's what they're doing in therapy. Now, out of these people, one man and one woman are going to come back in the game. And because sometimes I feel like some people deserve redemption. Now, I like the concept, you know what I mean, of the show, but I do feel like for 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, that's a unique age group that maybe there should be a ready to love for them as well. Because there are some of us like myself, I'm 28 and I would like somebody, but
We have Love Island.
yeah, child, Love Island. Okay. Honestly, Love Island, too hot to handle. Are you the one? Child, I'm going to think it's a vacation in my head. Because let me tell you something. All these dating shows, one thing to know, two things for sure. They don't got nobody thick on any of these shows. What am I going to go on for? I'm going to go on and eat barbecue and drink Moscow mules. What is that? That's wasting my time. I mean, I'll gladly collect the check, but I do. And the reason why I say this is because this show is for, 30 to 40 years old. And I think sometimes with some age groups, they get left behind because there are some serious 26, 27, 28-year olds that are looking for love. They're just not in that 30 age bracket yet. And age doesn't mean maturity, but and not to mention, I know that they do this like per location. I think it would be cool to do a national version. Find one location, just like Big Brother has done for years. They do cast it from all around the country and bring a little bit of everybody together across the country. I think that, doing it in selected cities, I understand it's easier for production, obviously,
Yeah.
but also
The
too, I
highest season
think.
like that, I think that was like one of the best. That was the resort season.
Gotcha. Yeah, but I think mix it up every once in a while. Let internet, not international, but let national casting happen and just bring a little bit of everybody, because all these people are in the same city, so it's going to be a little more awkward when it's all over of just, oh, that's you, oh, that's you. You know what I mean? At least if it's a national, it's like, okay, they in California. You know what I mean? There's some distance there.
Yeah. Set up.
Yeah,
And
I just feel like the way that she kind of, I mean, the way she kind of acted when it came to the whole Kira and Red situation. I don't know. I'm not gonna say it was childish, but I mean,
It
if
was
you like Red,
childish.
then show it. Like, but you
Yeah, it
don't.
was
I don't
childish.
know. It was a little bit childish. It was. She did go a
Hmm.
little
Not a
low.
little bit. It was childish.
Right.
Is it because
Eh,
she was younger? Is it because like and it's so fucked up because you see him with another woman, that's when you want to react.
mhm.
Why wait till then? If you like
Yeah.
this man, honestly, this is the time because you are in a situation where you do have to compete. You are competing for men's attention. So if there's one that you want, you definitely need to show what you
Hmm.
are about and really do what you have to do to get these men's attention. So
Absolutely.
don't wait and expect for, your looks or whatever to just get you wherever you think it's going to, because it's not. But,
Hmm.
and Janelle's very beautiful and a lot of them, they're fine.
very,
They definitely want her. But that's not going to, it's not going to end well. You're going to end up still single and ready for love and looking.
how old is
N-
Janelle?
Janelle is 41.
And Red is what,
42.
41, something like that too?
Yeah.
42.
Oh, that's what
Mm,
she's doing.
right.
But
She's
she
trying to
looks
find
good.
somebody around her age. Yeah.
She looks
Yeah.
good, but now she was falling down in my stocks.
Yeah. And Leandra, you ask a really good question. Why do women think that they can make that claim by being nasty to the other woman? I think, my mom has said this, that, if you can't be, as a man, think of so is he. And my mom has always said that, cussing is showing limited vocabulary. Now, I honestly believe sometimes you just need to say what needs to be said. But me and my mom differ on that, but I still love her. Without her, I wouldn't be who I am today. However, I do think that when you do not know how you are as a human being, you will do anything to communicate that. And I think, they always say actions speak louder than words. So I think the reason why women think they can make their claim is because they don't know how to claim who they are. So when you don't know who you are, you will have any type of vocabulary just to be claimed. And that's not right. Because I mean, she is beautiful. You know what I mean? And I think honestly, at the end of the day, I don't think Janelle really realizes it, but like even Red said, like the fact that, she said that, she's looking out for me, of that, she gives up. I like that. I mean, she cares about me. So he's already given signs that he likes you. You just did that because that's your defense mechanism. But you also got to recognize the space that we're in. Like it's just the second episode, child. Like that's just me
Well,
though.
oh,
Just the second episode. It's just the second episode,
the
and this is
second
what we
episode
have
is the
going on.
second, yeah, like just like 3 days now. 3 days and
Yeah.
you're taking a claim. I'll be very uncomfortable. I will feel like I'm being caged.
Yeah.
I don't work under pressure.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if and this is the thing too. if you can't handle a conversation about worth in the beginning, you're not going to be able to handle my worth in the relationship. So if I was on that show and there was a thickie that really liked me and said, "Hey, listen, I really like you and I just want you," I'm like, "Okay, listen, let me ask you this. When you were growing up, did you know everything that you wanted to be?" Absolutely not. Okay, so since you didn't know what you wanted to be, did you lock in so tight to knowing who you are? No, because if I lock in so tight of who I am, I wouldn't be able to explore anything to become all that I want to be. Right there. So if your life has not been limited, why are you limiting the connection I could have for myself? Because at the end of the day, if we're supposed to be together, we'll be together. But it would be disrespectful for me to cap you off of your potential, because that means I'm not respecting the person you are. And if she's like, "Well, you know what? I don't care about that." I'm like, "Okay, well, cool. God bless you." That's it. Like, but child, if I go on the show, they may not have a show because I might be the realest one they've ever had. Just,
In the words of Mel, God bless you on your journey.
yes, exactly. Exactly right. So,
And I definitely, agree. It's like you said, one, you have to know your own worth. You can't just expect to come into a situation and have somebody else tell you what that is.
yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you something. This is going back to Marvin a little bit, but that's what Marvin's there for. Marvin's there to find the ones who don't know their worth. He's also there to find the ones who question who they are. And he's there to basically put in their mind who he wants them to be. And Eunik, you are the runner up.
Mm.
Mark my if I don't see any other woman really like being submissive like that. I don't see
Right.
it. Eunik is the only one that I'm seeing who's actually willing to. She's too intrigued.
Right.
Even after the show. Like, she's just way too intrigued. But I feel like when it comes to these women, instead of throwing shade at each other, instead of being disrespectful to each other because you like, this man or that man, like, you knew what you were coming into. You knew
Right.
that this was not going to be where you were going to be able to be, just solely dating one man and it was going to be a show like that. So instead of throwing shade, being catty, being disrespectful towards each other, why don't, just an opinion, why don't y'all as women come together as women and y'all work together? Because I'm going to tell you, y'all can all actually work together and all get the man that y'all want. And it'd be no hard feelings. It'd be no disrespect. And y'all can figure out, hey, you know what? Even though I might have liked this man and you liked him too, I think he might be best for you because we're not clicking. But you know what? Y'all have some similarities. It might be better for you to get with him.
Right.
Like, understandings would be made. It would just be a lot easier. But it's just so hard, it seems, for women to actually come together and be a part of each other. Like, we need to be a part of each other's lives more. Like, I'm not saying we got to be friends like Cha-Cha, but y'all, come on now. Think smarter.
Right.
Like,
No,
think smarter.
No, I totally agree with that. And, I've been saying this phrase recently that, it's better to place third place than not place in first, right? Because everybody wants to be in first place. I would rather place third than not place at all. You know what I mean? So if I was on the show and, let's just say I got eliminated, but then one of the ladies was like, wait a minute. Even though Braylon didn't connect with any of us, that doesn't mean he's not a good dude. Can he stay? Because he actually gives good advice. And guess what that does for me? I'm like, listen, I gotta respect the process. This is Nephew Tommy's show. This is Will Packer's show. As a black man, I gotta respect the black men that are here. But I appreciate the fact that you see enough in me. And if this is what it's supposed to be, I'll see you at the reunion. Now, if Nephew Tommy and Will Packer are real men, hold on, dog. We run this thing. And I agree. You can stay. Wait, what? Yeah, you can stay. You seem to get along with everybody. You seem to be able to give good advice. And the crew seem to like you too. When you know what you're doing and you drive in your lane, you will always be rewarded. And I think on this show, if they just recognize you have placed in the race, you don't got a race to be first. That was all that racing to be first was in casting. You own the show now. Rest in the fact that you in the winner's cup now. You in the winner's circle. You know? But then again, what do I know? I'm just a black man who's single on YouTube just talking his ish.
This another
You
thing
know
about
what?
the show.
Okay, you be speaking some truth. Okay, you be speaking some truth. Now, look, this right here, this picture. Let me tell you, I will not be able. I can't get over the energy alone that tequila, to kill you, to whatever she want to be. I cannot get over the energy that she brought over Habibi. Girl, all she was, listen, I'm going to say this again. I'm going to say this again. I'm going to say this again. Girl, baby, you act like you was sitting on it. You did a sit and spin, honey. You reverse cowgirl that thing. Honey, you was bucking. Baby was bucking. Okay?
Lord Jesus
You are not
Christ.
coming with so much energy about a man after like you just met this man. Y'all just met. And you came with so much energy that you were not only willing to fight not one woman, but all the women there. And you was willing to leave the show for him? Y'all tell me why. Tell me. Somebody explain this. If y'all can explain this to me, then I'll go ahead and take all that back. I'm waiting. I got time.
Q, I think you wanted to say something, bro. I think earlier, or on this comment, bro. Because I mean, listen. At the end of the day, with the energy, you know, I just felt like it really was seeing too much, and you know, Janelle, even though she did not respond, stay tuned reviews. That doesn't mean, and this is the thing I gotta realize about people. Just because they don't show that they're gangster doesn't mean they don't have gangster in them. They just know how to control themselves very well. Where I heard on Rodney Perry's live, Mother said that a smile confuses people. Calmness confuses people. So maybe that was the reason why Janelle, you know, was just being still. And by the way, shout out to Will Packer, because y'all are doing better than Zeus. That team came through. They were not going to have that. Zeus, y'all can take some notes.
They was not. That's why I said I thought they was going. Hey, oh, so you want to leave with Habibi? Here y'all go. Y'all can go to Dubai together.
I'm gonna tell you one thing about it is one of the most embarrassing things. I'm gonna say embarrassing, you know, is getting declined. You know, you walk to a girl, you talk to her, and it doesn't matter how she does it. You know, she like, I don't want to talk to you. You might feel some kind of way. You got some girls that might be like, you know what, you know, you straight, but you're not really my cup of tea. Then I'll let you down easy, right? But this is about 200,000 to 300,000 people watching the TV show, right? And everybody is trying to find somebody.
Yes, indeed.
And nobody pick you in front of 200,000 and 300,000 people watching this TV show.
That can be damaging.
You think people not 5 or 6 people seeing you get turned down, but a bunch of people see you get turned down
Yeah.
and
No, you're right.
nobody really liking you, and you try to grab. And then the thing about it is, she don't see herself when she go back and
Hmm.
watch this episode and stuff. She can be like, Lord, that wasn't me. That wasn't me. You know what I mean? I know she gonna feel like that because her
Right.
emotions is high. She not getting picked. She crying on the show. She done showed you every side of her. She desperate. You know what I'm saying? So her
Right.
last thing to do was try and get in a fight with somebody. You know, I gotta go out with a bang because she know her time's short. You know what I'm saying? She know her time's short. She's getting declined on live TV, and it's not. And the worst decline is nobody's saying nothing to you. Nobody never declined her.
Mm,
They just not saying nothing to her. They acting like she
that's
not even
true.
there. You
That's
know what I'm
true.
saying? She acting and she feeling it. She feeling all that. So guess what she gonna
Yeah.
do? Habibi, her man, she gonna go out bed with her man, and she gonna look crazy on live TV. She gonna have a
Yeah.
problem with it.
No, I think what you said is very true. I mean, when you think, because I talked about this in the I talked about this in my podcast that I'm doing on Clubhouse about cultivation theory. The more that you watch them, the more that becomes your point of view. To be declined like that, as Q so articulately stated, that is psychologically damaging, right? And at the end of the day, if you don't have the coping mechanism to handle that, sometimes life will handle you instead of you handling life. And I think that's where home training, comes in. And like I made up that situation about, if I get eliminated, to just say, hey, I respect these black men, I respect you black women, I respect these black kings. At the end of the day, I got to be on the Oprah Winfrey Network with nephew Tommy, the brother who's a billion
Yes,
dollar man
Andrew.
at the box office, and I got to meet all of you. I placed. And maybe it's not time for me to win first place, but I got to place with all you. That's good enough for me. That is me knowing,
Agreed.
regardless,
Agreed.
that show did not make me, because guess what? I've been around 28 years. If I gotta have a show to make me who I am, I wasn't existing in the first place. And
Yeah,
that's
you
just
can't
being
find
real.
value in it. You can't find
That
value in it.
that's it. And you know what? Honestly, sometimes I feel like elimination sometimes can be redemption, but only if you allow that to be redemption.
Exactly.
Because if I say that, a real dude or a real woman be like, now hang on, we gonna let Braylon go? Y'all gotta be joking with me. None of y'all can find something in this dude. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I don't. I think we kind of eliminated Braylon a little early. Now it's like what me getting eliminated actually brought everybody together. So now that gives me some more social capital to stay longer in the game. You know what I mean? But like I said, not everybody's like me though. So it is what it is.
But did you hear a statement? The reason why? Because I remember this comment. I just had to keep it till I remember. She made a statement saying that he said those words because of how she was acting. So she was excusing his behavior and blaming her. So I was like, wow,
Hmm.
victim blaming. And it didn't make sense because I know that, this just like, it just triggered me and took me all to the way that when someone gets, as I saw this comment, I was like, yes, when people get raped, what do people say first? What was she wearing? What was he wearing? Where were they? What were they doing? So I'm like, that kind of statement, you do not make it on national, international TV, or
Right.
depending on whoever is watching, because that's like a quite damaging statement. And then you wanted to then fight the lady again for defending herself. As much as I do not like Janelle, I just feel like you can't be this desperate in real life. That doesn't make sense. Nobody should be this desperate in real life.
No, I agree, and I mean honestly, we have to. And I will say this, and I have to be better because Lord Jesus, I like what I like, but I also recognize that by me liking thick women, I could be alienating other women that may not be that, right? And so that is up to me to be responsible for my language, but also too, just because a woman is looking good with the curves doesn't mean I have access to them. And I feel like honestly, it really is mindset and language here. You know what I mean? I don't think that Tequila really recognized that even though you have that connection, that doesn't mean that your connection disrespected somebody else's feelings. And I think that's genuinely what it was, because at the end of the day, right is right and wrong is wrong. You know what I mean? If and sometimes people don't like people saying the quiet part out loud, but I'm one of those people where, if we're all out, or if I was on the show and I heard a young lady saying, "Oh, this dude's a geek and a nerd and all that stuff," and I'm like, "Hey, question, let me ask you something. If you were so put together, why are you here? Excuse me? How dare you talk? No. You just said this dude was a geek and a nerd. You probably have been talked about too. Why are you giving that energy? That's unnecessary." Now, here's my thing. If you really think he's a geek and a nerd, go over there and say it to him. But I bet you this, though. That geek and that nerd probably has more love for himself than you have ever tried to put out. Because if you really love yourself, you don't have to do anything to get love, because love comes to you because you give it. Now, I'm giving you the chance to be gracious now. Because believe you and me, the men are in control this week. So I'm going to give you a shot to give yourself a chance for love before I hold you responsible so bad that by the time reunion comes, you're going to want to reunite with that brother, because you're going to end up by yourself, because you are a present that is entertaining, but you're not a gift to bless anybody, because you're not blessing to your own self. Y'all have a good conversation. Girl, did he just check? Oh, by the way, last thing. If what I'm saying ain't true, don't come for me next week. But if you come for me next week, it must be true about your behind to some degree. Y'all enjoy yourself. I'm that type of dude. Like, I don't like disrespect. I don't like thinking that you are up here and everybody down here. Because, child, if I talk to your mama, your dad, your sister, your brother, your auntie, your cousins, everything else, they will make you sit down and be humble. You are projecting an image because that's all of who you are. That's what you want us to see. But at the end of the day, just because that is your image doesn't mean that it is the final masterpiece that's been made. So, anyway.
This is my thing. How you make a big fit like that, get kicked off the set, and then come back on the set and sit down?
That part.
Once I'm gone,
that part.
Once I'm gone, I'm gone. You know
that's a good point, brother.
Why would you sit there and do it and then come back and sit down all soft and you know what I'm saying? I'm like, this girl
crying and everything, tears snuck over Habibi. Like, ooh, Habibi.
Habibi might got the juice.
Ooh, I want to shake my own table, but this countertop won't come off.
Habibi might got the juice. You never know. I'm trying to tell you, you might got it. But for her to act like that over 2 hours.
Yeah, that's a very observant point, Q, because I'm just like, you know what? She probably thought, wait a minute, I'm on the Oprah Winfrey Network. I have a redemption arc. Let me go sit down. This is the biggest show on all. Let me go sit down because this could be a blessing for me. Like, if you're going to be about it, then be about it. You may lose opportunities, but at least you'll have respect for people. Like, come on now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very observant point, Q. Very observant point.
It ain't no way I'm going to do nothing like that. You know, so if I'm going to handle my business, I'm going to go out like that. I'm done. I ain't coming back. And then for her to sit here and say, if y'all eliminate Habibi, y'all can send me home too. So she already accepted her fate. she already accepted her fate.
Right.
She already know ain't nobody gonna really. She knows she's on the chopping block next. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because ain't no way you build a connection like that to say, hey, I'm willing to lose money. I know I'm getting paid. I'm willing to lose money for Habibi, a dude I just met. A couple.
Exactly right. Yep.
Come on.
No, you're right.
Nah. And you don't have a solid connection. If you had a solid connection and everybody see where that was going, that's one thing. But if you in your feelings, you on live TV getting dumped, people ain't liking you, people they ain't liking you, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, she just and I feel.
So again, I asked because nobody has answered. Somebody tell me Why would you act that way if you did not do a sit and spin?
Well, I mean, listen, reality shows do take 12 to 14 hours a day, so there is a reason for the cutting room floor
Well,
for a
and
reason.
also
So,
desperate, but again, she's desperate. Like he gave her the attention. Like it was an attention thing. Like because you don't get attention once you get just a little bit, like you grab it, and she gave her all in just a little bit of time because he gave her just enough. Like it
right,
was just the right attention, and that's all it took for her to be all in because she felt like she doesn't have a connection with anyone else there. So
right,
Habibi, what else does she have? She has to start over. She has to now show people that she has even less of a personality. Because with
right.
Habibi, there wasn't much that you had to show. All you had to show him was just a little bit. Hell, if he talked dirty, show that you didn't have no problem with it. Okay, y'all cool. That's all it took. But she's going to have to actually work for it. She's going to have to show that she has a personality with anybody else that's on the show.
Right,
Habibi's gone now. So now she's
right.
actually worked for her spot. And this is going to, you was already on the chopping block the very first day.
Mm.
You are going to be gone next week. You're gone.
I really feel
I
like they
feel
did a
like she's
good.
going to be gone. And if she's gone, then bye.
Yeah,
I'm for it.
they did a good job with
I
that
felt
one.
she should have well, yeah, I felt she should.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh, I think she's
One thing Braylon said, that I agree with, and I really wish they would take this in consideration is, I feel like once they get um ejected or whatever, kicked off, or they're not ready to love, I really feel like they need some therapy behind that. You know what I'm saying? They they
Yeah,
they really need to take some time off and let people, really talk with them, because it's a lot of trauma that can come with that. Because
yeah,
sometimes, you might gain friends, but sometimes you might gain enemies. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
And social media can be a beast. You know what I'm saying? With people coming at you in certain different ways. So I really feel like they need to teach people, or make sure they're okay along the way. Because
yeah,
Janelle, she seemed like it's gonna really let her tarnish her personally. You know what I'm saying?
yep,
And then another thing I agree with on the show was when they say ready to love, the people that got eliminated so far, I can really sit back and be like, you know what? They're not ready for love. You know what I mean? Janelle got a lot of work she got to do. And Brandon, the dude before that, he should have not, BB should have got eliminated before him. But Brandon, there's no way you go through a divorce and 6 months later on a dating show.
yeah. You need time to breathe, bro.
Yeah, it's no way. You know what I mean? You have 4 kids. You know what I mean? They're new to the
Yeah.
situation. They're new to y'all divorce. You know what I'm saying? But you
Yep.
sit here looking for love. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I know as parents, I'm a parent. We can be selfish sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's not even about us. It's about the kids more than anything. But 6 months after you and
Hmm.
your wife divorced, you on the show.
Right.
I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
to me, I'm like, man, what about the kids? You know what I'm saying? The kids, that's a lot for them to deal with as well. A lot for them to deal with.
And it's not like you have one, you have four. There's four
Right.
kids that are involved with this. And you have, like you said, 6 months post divorce. And this isn't the first one,
Whew.
this is the second time. You divorced your wife twice.
Yep.
So that means that y'all was together, you worked it out, got remarried after you divorced the first time,
Hmm.
and then you got divorced again.
Yep.
6 months after that, you decide you get to, you want to go to Ready to Love. What is to say that you don't decide you want to work out your marriage again because maybe you feel like that's the only person that's really going to love you?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Like,
Yep.
so with Brandon, I felt like it was great that he, let us know honestly up front, like, hey, this is what he is. This is how you know what I'm saying? This is how everything is. That was great. But it was way too soon for him. But
Right.
I also feel like Habibi did not come with a purpose. There was like he was only there as a fixture just for like on some real shit. Like he was there for decoration. Like, oh, I don't know, it was almost like a style thing. Like his headdress just made him like ornament. Like I don't know. Like Habibi just had no point. There was no point to him
Yeah,
at all.
yeah. So we're rounding up because it's almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
And any last words from everybody before we round up the live?
Well, you already know. We are definitely going to keep reviewing Ready to Love.
Hmm.
I am actually excited for this season. I'm actually really looking forward to seeing what is to come out of these this group. I'm hoping that there's actually some real connections that happen. I want to see more personalities come out, more
Yeah.
genuine personalities. I want to see more realness. I do want to see more laughter happening because with love comes laughter. So I feel like there needs to be a lot more of that happening. Um, but yeah, I just truly feel like that's where we're at. And also make sure you guys go and subscribe to my channel and thank everybody for the get me up there to the 500.
Yep.
Still
Yep.
pushing on, and I will be doing my
Yeah.
live for my 500 soon. Braylon will definitely be up there. Hopefully Ucha will be there with
Yes.
me as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Congrats,
we're
congrats,
definitely going to
Yeah.
congrats.
party. Yeah, so actually I might do it tomorrow, guys, or Monday. My daughter comes into town and she is actually a hot mess. So we're gonna see how
I'm gonna
see
catch
how
that.
that goes. Yeah, so we're gonna
Understood.
party.
No, listen, this was great. First of all, Dr. Uchi, Gigi, Q, much love to all of you. This was great. I had a wonderful time. The thing that I hope from this show is that, at the end of the day, that they allow themselves to explore and they don't box themselves in. And I know it's difficult to have, coming from the world of radio and television, I know how hard it is to have a camera in front of your face. And by the time you are in the experience, you don't even recognize the camera's there.
Mm-hmm.
And that when you are eliminated or the reunion happens, it's all brought back up. But just know that, the words of Karen Huger, we only judge what you're giving us, but also to recognize it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to be human. It is okay to not have the most articulated thoughts. But as long as you are allowing yourself to always be open, or I'll say this, let your mind be present, let your spirit be available, have the soul to be open to what can be, you will be fine. And anybody who judging you, all you gotta do is send them the application for next season and just say, listen, I'll just wait to see you on TV and let's see how you do. And then hopefully what will end up happening is that they'll have their experience and be like, well, it looks like we both went through it. Yeah, we did. But the reason why I sent you the application is because you had to be humbled. And I couldn't do it. So I guess we both got humbled. But hopefully you will have friends that will be understanding that you're going to make mistakes. So much love. I enjoyed being here. It was good.
Yeah.
Ladies, gentlemen, Dr. Uchi, Braylon, Queenie with the T. I really enjoyed the conversation myself. I feel like the more the show go on, I feel like everything will really start to open up. And I really hope that people are really there genuinely to find love. You know what I'm saying? I really think that the more people watch this show to gain hope, you know what I mean? That one
Yes.
day they'll find love and whatever that is, you know what I'm saying? Whatever that look like for them. And I just really want people to keep hope alive. You know what I'm saying? Keep hope alive and love, friendship, you know what I mean? And all that's really being displayed on this show, how you really treat people and deal with people, and even in awkward situations. So I really want everybody to keep hope alive. I'm out.
So thank you guys
Thank
for
you for
joining
that.
in.
Much love, everybody.
See you
Yeah.
guys
And make
next.
sure you guys subscribe to all of our channels.
Yes,
Talk with
please.
Yes,
Solana,
please.
Braylon Lee, me with a
Yes,
Queen's Tea with
indeed.
GB Nan. Q, do you have a channel?
I
Yeah.
don't. I don't. It's in the works though. It's in the works. It's in the works. Thanks for the
Okay,
platform.
well, once we get it at, we'll definitely let you know. But make sure that you guys stay subscribed. We will be back. Love and Marriage Detroit. We have that live. Love and Marriage Huntsville review. Real Housewives of Atlanta is back. So we will be back with that on Monday. So yeah, and we also have, listen, we missed the Bell Collective review last week, but we will be coming back with Bell Collective with the review for that for last week and last night. We'll probably work on that. Me and Slana will actually talk about that and get the review going for that, because let me tell you, last night, Latrice spilled the beans.
Cliff's eyes.
She said it. So, yes, we will definitely be back soon. So make sure you catch us tomorrow for the review for Love and Marriage Huntsville and Love and Marriage Detroit, and Monday for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So we are out of here. Bye.
Bye, everybody.